The program is still listening to now Yone Salone, and they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Well, from that story day, we come to Badara Tuture. We na the quality analyst and accreditation officer from New Asede, which we today for can talk about the report we then just on launch we na the 2023 election cycle report. Welcome once more.
Thank you.
Okay, now. Badara, let we first of all start for talk about the general observation we new get about the 2023 elections.
Okay, Famuna Land, good evening once more. To start with, I go on for talk a little bit about new, maybe passing the listen, we know what's new there about. So National Election Watch, now a coalition of over 450 civil society organizations across the country. Of course, we get structures them. We get 17 district structures represented by district coordinators. And then we get regional coordinators as well. And then we get a national, where we can call a strategic management committee, where they manage the affairs of new. Of course, for every electoral cycle, we follow through the process. From immediately after the election, we engage throughout the process. So like 2018, for example, we do a lot of engagement around following up on the EOM recommendation and our election observer mission recommendation. So like we follow up with through engagement with institutions where recommendations then be directed to. So after the 2018 election, the Electoral Commission, then NEC, then we get a conference where we catalog all the recommendations that will come out of the 2018 elections. From there, we streamline the recommendation in there, and we begin for get 111 recommendations from 2018 elections. So we follow up on all the recommendations in there through the institutions them where then direct the recommendation in there too. So we be the follow up on implementation, how far the institution don't go for implementing recommendation in there, and then they get for culminate into a national legal reform conference where we begin for start putting together the Public Elections Act, where they be reviewed in 2022. So then from there, from 2018 to 2023, we engage in the observation of all the 45 by-elections. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, there were highly contested by-elections. For example, the Tonkolin by-election, constituency 110, the Kailang 010 elections, Koinadugu. A lot of them were marked by violence, but then we observe all through the process. So in between elections, we they engage, we know they stop for engage. So to your question, 2023, we deploy over 6,000 observers in the field. And then observers in there, and then different categories. So apart from the 6,000 stationed observers, we get 750 PRVT observers. Mm-hmm. When we did that with priority observers, they will deploy, we do the tabulation of the results. And then from there, we get with supervisors, we get with incident reporters, where we base we get 5 way based on the situation room, where they receive incidents from the field. And then we get the incident reporters in the field. Each district get one district incident reporter. So now then they liaise with the district incident reporter, the regional, national incident reporters within the situation room where they be giving information. So on election day, we receive 82 incidents. So, but then we collect all the incidents.
All the 82 incidents that we talk about now, incidents of violence or not just?
Violence, yeah, for do with other issue, late opening, and of course, overcrowding of polling stations, etc.
Okay, or now Freetown or all over the country? Okay.
Across the country. So like I say, this is just a background of the intervention to the elections. Of course, as I say, we observe the election for add value to the process. And we not observe them for any other reason but for add value to the process. So that's why when we done the election, we put out a statement, we do all we findings, then we put them out there. We're not different from waiting other people to observe. So we are not going to focus on the findings or waiting, because we don't, all the issues and they don't come out, we don't discuss them, we don't put them out to the public, so that's in other way new again for talk, because they're all a part of the press release and the report is available as well. So the focus, I just want to make it clear, say the focus go be on the recommendations.
Okay.
Because now processes them, they move forward, the country don't move on, everybody, we all don't move on. And the focus here is the looking at the electoral legal reform agenda.
Okay.
Where we all welcome, of course. So if you look at the report, we put out 44 recommendations.
Okay, we go come to the recommendations then.
Yes.
Yeah. For some years now, we don't see new, don't they observe elections. Then don't they give reports, they don't they give recommendations, they don't they give findings. So now we can look at the different elections them way una don't they observe, waiting at some of their findings and waiting different from this 2023 on.
So as I say, the focus on the recommendations, and not in other way different way we observe. And in each of the observations there, what would they do? No observation, or they would observe or no they pull press statement. Apart from the election, even the governance processes, like the midterm census, the PR system, when it comes with concerns, we always they catalog everything and put them out to the public. And we not only they put out press statements, we also they go on radio stations them for discuss the issues them. So at this point, the agenda is a legal reform agenda, which we self they look forward for push, where now the focus of all the engagements that we do right now.
Okay, it take up to 10 months for making a police report. Why the time elapsed?
Okay, so if you look at the report, it is not just the 2023, like the June election. It is an electoral cycle report. It's huge. Imagine from 2018, if you don't read them, you see all the engagement there from 2018. So after the election, we did a report for election day where we submit to the commission. And then, of course, immediately before the election, we put out press statements them. During the election, then after the election, we put out press statements them. So afterwards, final, we did a report where we submit to the commission, because as observers, we get rights for submit reports to the commission because I didn't give accreditation for observe. But this is an electoral cycle report. So first of all, we knew, as I explained earlier, it's a coalition across the country. So when you do the report of that kind of nature, you need the buy-in of all the membership. It's not easy. So first, we did a post-election reflection meeting where we get for bring all the structures across the country. The district coordinators, secretaries, regional coordinators, strategic management committee members. We held a big meeting. And even the NDI will not be one of we supports them, technical partners them, then self come. So we be need for make everybody give a buy-in to the report. So you know them processes in there. It takes time.
Okay, I still want to bring you come back.
Yeah.
You say if we don't watch through the reports, indeed, we don't go through the report. And like how you talk and so, the reports get 2018 and 2023 election.
Yeah.
One thing we make just want to ask this question. Now that's the recommendations, the reports, and what una be do for the 2018 election not be able to actualize, or they not be work towards the recommendations them where una be during the 10 day.
So interestingly, as I tell you, we engage in that process for follow up on the recommendations. Then there are recommendations that we then take on board. And you know the legal reform process will start a bit closer to the election. So definitely the 111 recommendations, they can't take them all on board. You know, some then they will be shelved, some then they will then actually pass the parliament, some then they where they accept, will promise, where they promise for look into again. So there are recommendations then, there was a progress. Because previously, before the 2018 election, observers then they put out recommendation, nothing they need to do about them. Nobody know they follow up, nothing they need to do about it. The same recommendation they repeat in another election. But for 2018, the difference is the Electoral Commission convened a conference wherein we look at all the recommendations that we come in, catalog all, where result to the 111 recommendations.
So among our findings them from the 2018 elections, few difference we want go on for ask. Based on the recommendations them we, as you don't say earlier, you think ECSL been trying to fulfill most of them from 2018 to 2023?
As I say, not to all the recommendations. Like there are recommendations when I be focus on legal reforms. There are recommendations when I be institutional and policy reform, where then directed to ECSL and other institutions, them like NCRA as well. Most of the recommendations when are institutional reform, of course, then take them on board. And the other recommended legal reform, some we are taking on board, some we are shelved. Of course, it's like it's happened in every election. So it's make they say this one is different. There is a progress because there was some recommendation we didn't really take on board, unlike the previous elections.
Okay, continue for the to inside the program. In name na Badara Tuture and na the quality assurance and accreditation officer na new as we for can talk about the the electoral circle report we then just launched yesterday, and he go can explain about within the inside the report and self go talk about the recommendation. Remember say they get to live from studios na Brookfields and self from we Facebook page when Rise Radio SL 96.3 FM, and same way so they get we from we YouTube page we na Rise Radio 96.3 FM. The number na 077-963-963. Drop your comment on any of the platform, then they will do it so, and we will read them for you inside the program. Still get Badratu inside the studio. Members say the program now Yone Salone, and they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Now Badratu la come to you. Now we can look at the report in safe way on a Don poll yesterday, and we see inside the report on a make mention of some institutions them we default during this particular June 2023 election. But now we look at some of the points them with the inside the reports.
Okay, earlier state say all way to the inside this report, not a new thing. Nothing things that will be done discuss, will put press statements, concerns they will raise, side things them way work well during the electoral cycle, the 2023 electoral cycle. Those reports, discussions, everything is out there. It's not new. So as I say, the recommendations where we put out 44 recommendations, we directed to 8 institutions. And there 8 institutions, and the first, the government of Sierra Leone. And then we get the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, the Political Parties Regulation Commission, and then we get the security sector, the political parties themselves, of course, not the papa them for the elections, and then we get the media, the civil society, international and development partners.
That's not the recommendations or the defaulters,
the
because
recommendations.
Okay, before we come to the recommendations, now come to the defaulters.
So now, if you look at the report, and if you say any side, they will say there are defaulters.
No,
there
like
are issues.
Yes, with some institutions,
elections.
them, yes.
In between election, there were issues. And they repeat, all the issues then, they are not new. These are issues we talked about. We released press statements. We engaged bilaterally. Mm-hmm. We engaged on social media. We engage on TV and radio. Mm-hmm. So they are not new. Not in other reports the way the public know about.
Okay, so you earlier mentioned about the key people away on a report go for where you say the government of Salone, ECSL, PPRC. But I mean, if you say the government of Salone and PPSL and PPRC and ECSL all make up the government of Salone, so I go specify.
So if you read the report, if you read the recommendation, I will just give you an example. The one way to talk about government, for the government, the first call, we say Parliament should enact a law that specifically calls for the protection of citizens observer during the entire electoral process. This is Parliament. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at the ECSL recommendation, you see the difference on how we address the issues then, because ECSL know they enact. So we know they say because ECSL and government institution will go call them for go enact a law, we know they not them purview. So when you read the recommendation, you see very clearly the differences of all the institutions there. So
okay, now we can look at this one. We wanna talk about the media. Wanna say like you say how they are not new. That's what you see, according to you. They are not new. But you want to see the same thing in the media don't they do for the past elections, them 2007, 2018 to 2003. As when I say the media like play role them way, like the media be divided, give more airtime to people that they're comfortable with, not be give enough airtime to woman them, but man them. The points them on raised by the media. And I want to say these same issues are issues we think them way be committed during 2007, 2018, and even 2023, and the other years them we don't pass.
So for addressing issues, then the first recommendation we talk about the media, we direct them to IMC. We say IMC for develop code on political advertising in all publicly funded media houses. So these were recommendation concerns them where they be raised in the last election. So now, because of that concern, we first priority of recommendation where we direct to the media, we direct them to IMC, let them take action, we get a code where they able guide that particular process there. And then the second one, they talk about IMC to work with SLAG and other media houses to develop a code for digital and social media to effectively regulate the digital space. We all know how the social media polarize.
Okay.
We all know how we think it happen there, especially when it comes to election. Everybody gets your news, everybody gets your way they put out there. So they able for fact check which one are the right and wrong.
Okay.
So that's why the recommendations are very clear, because we know say IMC na the body where they regulate the media house system. So we direct the recommendations and
so Bola can look at the role where the traditional media played during these 2023 elections. And also the traditional media be able to give platform to the various political parties them.
So as I say, all the findings them, the detailed findings in the report. Now, as the issues them, they were glaring, everybody see what happened, and we captured everything in the report. So to the recommendation again. Now, we also recommend to SLAG and IMC for provide a system of monitoring for media houses to ensure fair, equal, and balanced reporting of campaign activities of political parties. The SLBC should publish its airtime allocation schedule for all political parties. This now for just transparency sake, so we're able to follow up how then they host the political parties them. Because of course we get plenty political parties them. We just want to forget we be involved in long-term observation. We follow up on the media house system how then they host. So that's go even help we if we want for involved in media monitoring like we did 2018. It go easy for we for do that monitoring there. But if we not get that kind of calendar, we not get anything with the guide. We can just follow up on any of the issues and pass to the meet up.
Okay, so on our reports as well talk about still on the role and conduct of the media. On I say journalism not be objective because of security actor them will be intimidate them, will be make safe lack of professionalism and integrity of journalism not being there.
So that's why we also recommend that the media should ensure gender-sensitive programming and awareness raising, and for provide space for women who aspire to be candidates or are already elected members. As I say, the reports get all the issues them and the findings. They will always encourage viewers them and listeners them for make them always fall back.
So,
here, the focus not just the recommendation we talk about. As I say, most of the issues then we highlight them in the report.
I just want to ask, how come about for come across instances them of where state actor or security actor them they intimidate journalism, we make them not be professional for do the reporting properly.
As I say, we deploy observers, and besides, this is not just for, if you look at under, is it the recommendation for government? Wait, not a priority recommendation.